Welcome back, everybody, to the New York Knicks, MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K23. Today we'll be continuing the first round of the playoffs here. We'll see if the Knicks and Timberwolves can potentially finish their first round series today with games 5 and 6 for both series. Game 6, if needed, in Minnesota. So I meant to show the awards, obviously, when the playoffs started, and I've gotten a couple of mentions of it in the comments that I never showed it. So why don't we take a look now at this year's regular season awards. Luka Doncic ended up winning the MVP after getting traded from Dallas to the 76ers. So unfortunately, Apollo Thanopoulos in Minnesota does not win the MVP, as kind of expected, but he does not make history as a rookie. He will win the Rookie of the Year award, unsurprising and very well deserved. J.J. Henderson in Houston wins the Sixth Man of the Year. Evan Mobley wins DPOY, and Osvaldo Ledo wins the Most Improved. 2K normally gets Most Improved wrong. I'd say they got it right this time, although Coco Diablo biasedly maybe should have won it. Here's a look at your all-NBA teams. This is what the first team looks like. As for the second team, both Jason Tatum and Apollo Thanopoulos are both there. Very cool to see both teams getting some love. And there's a look at the third team. A lot of young guys. It seems like the league has really shifted hands. Apollo Thanopoulos makes the all-defensive first team. Nobody from our squads make the second team. Obviously, Apollo makes the all-rookie first team. So this year he makes all-rookie, all-defensive, and all-NBA. And then on the second team, we would end up with Buddy Johnson there, the rookie with the Knicks, at the bottom. Well-deserved. He had a solid season for us. The only player on the Knicks to play all 82 regular season games. So let's take a look at where both teams are right now. Obviously, most of our focus being with the Knicks. We've had a very competitive first-round series with Detroit losing Game 3 despite a 40-piece from DJ Ramses. Devin Booker tore his MCL in that game. He is out for the season. And then in Game 4, we ended up winning by 10. We scored 18 in the third and then 40 in the fourth. That's something. So as we look at the numbers so far, Tatum, Edwards, and Ramses have really led the way. I feel like Devin Booker being out didn't really change a whole lot for the Pistons. They've been able to keep a pretty fast tempo, and they've been able to continue to produce down low. As for Minnesota, they stole 2 games on the road. In the last episode, they won Game 3 by 6 with a crazy fourth quarter. The Timberwolves got outscored by 20 in the third, and then proceeded to outscore OKC by 21 in the fourth, which is just utterly ridiculous. And then Game 4, the T-Wolves ended up winning by 10 with a 27-burger for A.J. Griffin. So we're going to do what we've done over the past few episodes. We're going to play the Knicks game. We will simcast Minnesota's game or games, depending on if they win Game 5. And then we will obviously do the full game for the Knicks for Game 6. Minnesota's a little bit banged up. Markelle Fultz and Jaden McDaniels both questionable for the next game, while the Knicks are fully healthy, unlike Detroit, who is still reeling with the absence of Devin Booker, who suffered a season-ending knee injury in Game 3. So we get to return home here. Both teams are 1-1 at home in the series, and this is a really good opportunity for the Knicks to capitalize on some momentum after winning Game 4. For them to win Game 5 again, that'd be pretty nice. Both teams have gone at such a fast tempo throughout the series. I'm curious to see if anybody's going to start to show signs of slowing down. As I've hinted at, I think it's more likely the Pistons do, as they are an older team, than the Knicks. Detroit looks to get on the board first. Nice move by Jaden Ivey inside. Ivey and Cade Cunningham have both come to the realization that they're going to have to produce even more with Devin Booker out, and I think they've done a good job so far. Ramses in the corner hits the 3, as it is a 4-3 ball game. DiCarlo gets it over to Ramses off the screen. He knocks down another one. It seems like every playoff game there's been one guy for the Knicks who really goes off. It was DJ Ramses in Game 3. Could it be him again here in Game 5? Tatum loses control, gets it back, and throws it down. Tatum on the board with his first points of the game. He's averaging a 30-point double-double through the first 4 games of the playoffs. Jaden Ivey inside for the layup. Good move by the ultra-athletic guard out of Purdue. Reddish with a nice pass inside for Ramses. He connects with Tatum, who draws the foul. That's an and 1. Mark Williams called for the foul. Williams fouled out of Game 4, and I think the Knicks will certainly look to get him in foul trouble again if possible. Williams does get the dunk there, and the Pistons are on a nice little run. They lead this game by 3 off the dunk. Edwards, step back. 3 ball is good. We know when Anthony Edwards gets hot, he can make plays, as we are tied up at 18. About 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nice pass into the corner for Dalen Carter-Jones. The second-year pro continues to be a major asset off the Pistons bench as he hits the shot. 23-18 now. Hayes with the off-ball cut. He throws it down. Nice dunk by Jackson Hayes. And the Knicks call a timeout. Detroit has been on fire over the last 3 or 4 minutes. The Knicks looking to respond, and one way to do it is to put the ball in the hands of Jason Tatum. He knocks down the three. It's now 25-21. Brandon Clark with it at the top of the key. Connects with Alexander Swift III, the former Knick. For a very short time, he was on the roster as a two-way player as he makes the three. 7-point lead here for the Pistons. Under a minute to go in the first. Nice move by Mikal Bridges, who knocks down the three-pointer. 10-point lead now for the Pistons, who are building up a nice lead here late in the first. The Knicks looking to answer. Lillard heaves up a prayer, and it is good. What time is it? It's Dame time. Here's the rookie, Buddy Johnson, with the slam. His first points of the game. It's now 33-26 with around 10 seconds left in the quarter. Bridges has it poked away by DJ Ramses. The Knicks might get one more shot off. Tatum for three, and it's good. What an end of the quarter for the Knicks. The best offense is good defense. Ramses with the steal. He connects with Jason Tatum, who's got 12 points in the first quarter with a couple of late threes. And the Knicks take away from some of Detroit's momentum. 33-29 to start the second. It's Khalif Dumbu with the slam. 37-33 now. DiCarlo with it for New York. He sends it back to Dumbu on the wing, and he will get the three to rattle in. Khalif Dumbu with some high-energy plays off the bench, doing a good job as a microwave scorer. And now DiCarlo dimes it inside for his 5th assist of the game as Zachariah Royster throws it down. 39-38. Cunningham inside, no good. Nice defense by DiCarlo, but Cunningham gets it right back. Out to the claw. Kawhi Leonard, who misses the three. Williams tips it back over to Kawhi, and the Pistons will get a third chance opportunity. You can't let teams get 3 good looks to score. And sure enough, they will as Mark Williams floats it up and in. 41-38 now. Here's Cesar DiCarlo. Gets it back over to the big fella. Royster is the size mismatch and takes advantage. Now, Cade Cunningham is no slouch defensively. He's 6'6". He's got good size, but Royster's too much for him. 41-40. DiCarlo inside for his first points of the game. I feel like DiCarlo has struggled throughout the playoffs to get his shots off, but he has continued to do a good job as the facilitator of the offense. And right as I'm kind of gassing him up, Cade Cunningham blows right by him to put the Pistons back ahead. 43-42 now. Swift inside with a nice dime for Clark. A posterizing dunk for an and one. Reddish called for the foul. Swift inside. His shot is tipped out. Tatum might have gotten a hand on it. And now the Knicks in transition looking to take the lead. Tatum pull-up jumper for three. Nice shot for Jason Tatum. He's fired up as it's 48-49. This game very similar to the first 4. Both teams going back and forth. Every game of this series has been so neck and neck as Clark dunks it on Tatum to put the Pistons back ahead with under 3 to go in the half. Lob attempt for Clark is unsuccessful. DiCarlo with a quick pass for Tatum. Tatum inside for Anthony Edwards. I feel like the Knicks could have gone for a fancy lob, but hey, that works too. Sometimes it's better to just go for the simple play. So now New York is ahead. This lead being passed around like a blunt. Here's Swift for three and the lead as the Knicks call time. 53-51 now. Buddy Johnson, the rookie, with a powerful slam, his second of the ball game, and we are knotted up with under a minute left in the half. Swift in the corner for Dalen Carter-Jones. He hits another shot for Detroit. This young forward is unfazed by the playoff moment. Ramses looks to create his own shot, no good. Tatum with the offensive rebound, and he slams it home with a reverse dunk. 56-55. Final seconds of the first half. It's in the hands of Tatum. Tatum over to Buddy Johnson. Back to Tatum. Tatum step back at the buzzer. Will not fall. And so that'll wrap up the first half. It's been a very competitive game so far. Again, very similar to the first 4. Both teams going back and forth. It's going to go down to the wire. I do think the tempo has slowed down a little bit. I think both teams are starting to get a little bit more fatigued compared to the last few games, and I feel like both teams have been less efficient as a result. They're getting less shots off, and they're doing it a little slower. On to the second half, the Pistons start with the and one. It's Brandon Clark who gave them some high-energy minutes off the bench in the first half. It looks like they're going to try to play him more. The Knicks in takeover mode, looking to take advantage. Nice move by Anthony Edwards for the little hook shot. That was a tough bucket. 61-59. Kawhi hands it off to Mikal Bridges. He's in for the layup, and it's 63-59. Pistons with the lead. Can anybody really gain control here in Game 5? Cunningham with a nice pass over to the big man, Mark Williams, who hits the midi. 65-59 now. Edwards with it. He gets it over to Cesar DiCarlo. Screen from Royster. DiCarlo inside for the big fella, Zachariah Royster. I think Royster's been the X factor for this team throughout the playoffs. When he's playing well, it's a different team. DiCarlo misses for 3, but Royster's there with the quick offensive board, and he gets the putback. 65-63 now. DiCarlo drives inside with it. He goes for the lefty lay-in, and we are knotted up at 65. Jump ball between Williams and DiCarlo, and it ends up going to Cesar DiCarlo. Who would have guessed? The Knicks in transition. Ramses inside. He gets it over to Anthony Edwards, who makes the layup to put the Knicks ahead. 65-67 now. Cunningham with it. Tries to get some room. Cade for 3, and the lead. It's good. And the Pistons are right back ahead literally within seconds. 68-67. Edwards looking for the screen from Tatum. Edwards inside, over to Jason Tatum, who gets the two-handed slam, and now the Knicks are back ahead. The second half has been much of the same, continuing to be back and forth. Obviously, the final few minutes of this game are really going to determine the winner. Wow, what a shot by Cade. But I think how you position yourselves for those final few minutes are going to be really important. So the Knicks got to play their best basketball. They know they can't go down 3-2. Nice shot by Damian Lillard on the move. We are tied at 71. Cunningham with the screen from Williams. Williams inside, and he makes the layup. Nice play. As it is now a Pistons lead once again, 73-71. Royster with it over to Dumbu. He drives over to the right side in the corner for Buddy Johnson, who lets it fly for 3. And now the Knicks are back ahead, 73-74. Lillard inside with the slam. I know Lillard's known as somebody who creates tough shots from beyond the arc, and, well, boy, he does. People forget he can leap. He was in a dunk contest pretty early in his career before rounding out as more of a complete player. Mikal Bridges in for the and one, and now the Pistons would tie it up. Knicks regain the lead, though, 76-78. Buddy Johnson with it. He gets it over to Lillard. Contested 3. Beats the shot clock, and it's good. Nice shot for Damian Lillard. 79-81 now, around 40 seconds left in the quarter. Lillard over to Royster, no good, but Lillard's fair with the offensive rebound. He may not be the biggest guy in the world, but he just made a huge play for the Knicks. 79-83. Lillard's going to get one more shot off before the end of the third. Bang! Damian Lillard is like that. He's him. What time is it? My watch says it's Dame time. 86-79 here at the end of the third. The Knicks with one of their biggest leads of the game thanks to a scoring spark from Damian Lillard. Big stop from Edwards to start the fourth into the hands of Lillard, who's right back to it. He throws it down with the left hand. 9-point lead for the Knicks. Ramses with the screen. Can't get open. He gets it to Edwards in the corner for Killa. Cam Reddish with his first bucket of the game, and it came in a big time. The Knicks all of a sudden lead it by 12. The Pistons got to come back, and they've got to do it now. Williams makes the layup. 85-97 now. Jaden Ivey with it. Drives by Ramses. Ivey inside. A huge and one for Detroit. Tatum called for the foul. 87-97 now. Ramses over to Tatum. Deep 3. Let it fly. Jason Tatum hits the 3. And the Knicks are ahead 100-89 with under 4 minutes to go. Cade Cunningham inside for Mark Williams. Misses the layup, but he grabs his own rebound and gets the putback to bring the lead within single digits. You can't let go of the pedal off the metal quite yet. Open 3 for Leonard is no good. Tipped and in the hands of Williams. To Cunningham over to Jackson Hayes, who the Knicks are going to dare to shoot it. No good. The Pistons are not making shots when they need to. Their offense has not been clutch here in the fourth quarter, and it really looks like they're starting to run out of gas. Cunningham inside. Nice floater off the glass. Still a 9-point game. 95-106 now. Really not looking good for Detroit at this moment. Cunningham open for 3. He hits it. The Pistons are continuing to hang around, but they've got to get a stop right here. Edwards with the slam! Big dunk for the Knicks. New York now in takeover mode. They've got a chance to ice the game here. 8-point lead. DiCarlo over to Tatum. Step back. 3-ball. Dagger time! What a shot by Tatum. If that basket wasn't your dagger, how about this one? DiCarlo over to Ramses, deep three, night-night! The New York Knicks will win it. 117-110 is your final. And New York, for the first time in this playoff series, has the lead. They're now up 3-2. What a really exciting game. Tatum with 29, very efficient, again, as he's been. Damian Lillard off the bench with 19. At the end of the third quarter, Lillard really gave us a spark, and that was the momentum that shifted the entire game. Without that stretch, I don't know if we win. Edwards was good, double-doubles for Royster and DiCarlo. Cunningham tried to carry the team with 36 points, but it was not enough. Williams with 16 and 13. Ivy pretty inefficient for him. The Pistons shot 26% from three. And look at the points in the paint. They only outscored us there by 8, and we out-rebounded them. So our lack of size was really not an issue in that matchup. Before we get into Game 6 and see if the Knicks can knock off Detroit, let's take a look into Minnesota. So the Timberwolves lead this series 3-1. We'll simcast Game 5 and, if necessary, Game 6. Hopefully Minnesota can close out the series. Doesn't look like it's going to happen in Game 5. Dear God. Minnesota loses by 47 points. That's a lot. Nobody played outstandingly well, obviously. I mean, as a team, we did not shoot the ball well, particularly from 3. I see a 2 for 10 from A.J. Griffin. He went 1 for 9 from 2. As for OKC, Keldon Johnson had 30 points on 12 of 12 shooting, 6 of 6 from 3. Yeah. So after losing by 47 at home, it might be kind of hard to rebound on the road. But the Timberwolves are going to have to do it here in Game 6. They don't want to lose another one and potentially go into a Game 7. So let's take a look at how this one goes. OKC builds up a big lead early, and they're not going to blow it. Luckily, this time we lose by less than 50. We lose by 33 points. The offense seems to have been pretty good, but we allowed 155 points. That's not good. Look at the efficiencies of their leading scorers. Jesus Christ. So in Minnesota's 2 games today, they lost by a combined total of 80 points. Not good. So the Timberwolves are going to a Game 7. As for the Knicks, they will try to avoid that same fate and beat Detroit on their home floor in Game 6. I've talked about the tempo of this playoff series being a very big deal. It seems like both teams are starting to run out of gas a little bit. Detroit in particular, exactly as I hypothesized it. So if that comes to fruition today, you'd think the Knicks should be able to close it out here on the road. New York looking to set the tone here early. If they can do that, they can put themselves in a really good spot. Edwards with the offensive rebound off the Cam Reddish miss, and he makes the layup. Good play inside by Ant-Man to get the scoring started for the Knicks. Cunningham heaves up a prayer, and it is airballed. Not an ideal start for the Pistons. They want to show that they've got that energy and fight left in them. Not a particularly great first possession for Detroit. Cesar DiCarlo gets some room, hits the jumper. I want to see DiCarlo be aggressive as a scorer. I want to see him try to get open. He's done his best, but the Pistons have done a good job of not letting him get any room on the ball, and he can't really get open off the ball. Kawhi Leonard, pull-up J will fall. He's on the board. Detroit on the board as well, as it's 4-2. Ramses looks to drive inside. No good. Tatum with the offensive rebound. He'll get the putback. The Knicks are looking strong on the offensive glass early as it's 6-2. Anthony Edwards, step back, heaves up a prayer to beat the shot clock. Are you kidding me? What a shot for Anthony Edwards. And the Knicks look good early. It's 9-2. Cunningham has DiCarlo in isolation, trying to out-dribble him here. DiCarlo staying unfazed. Cunningham trying to get some room, and he will make the floater. Not a whole lot Cesar DiCarlo could have done. That was great defense. But Cade Cunningham is just a really good basketball player. 9-4, DiCarlo inside with the slam. Again, I want to see Cesar be aggressive. I want to see the Knicks set up opportunities for him to get open, and I want to see him make shots because he's been inefficient here in this first round. Edwards, oh my goodness, a massive poster. Look at this score. The Knicks look dominant so far. They lead 13-4. In an elimination game, the Pistons look asleep offensively. Bridges is blocked. It's out on him. Nothing can go well for Detroit's offense. We're over halfway through the first quarter, and they have 4 points. DiCarlo with the screen, lobs it up. It's a Cam slam! A head tap poster for Killer Cam Reddish as he's killing them down low. The Knicks look energetic, they look fired up, and they look phenomenal right now. Good ball movement, though, by Detroit. They get a much-needed basket for Mark Williams. 15-6 now, the second unit into the game. We'll see if Detroit can make some noise. Anthony Edwards with it. Another dunk. The Knicks are going to break the rim at this pace. They've gotten already like 4 or 5 dunks here in the first quarter. They haven't shot the ball well, so their strategy is just to overpower the Pistons down low. Detroit forces a turnover in transition. It's Williams with the dunk, and Detroit is starting to look a little bit better. Lucky for them, the Knicks offense has been kind of unimpressive so far, especially shooting the ball, so Detroit has been able to stay in the game. Ramses with the slam now. Another dunk for the Knicks. They lead 21-10 with around 2 minutes left to go in the first. Cunningham to Ivy with the dunk. Got to assume Cunningham and Ivy are going to play even more today, maybe even the whole game. The Pistons need these two on the floor. Mark Williams with the slam off the assist by Jaden Ivey. 21-14. Lillard with 3 assists so far. Launches up a deep 3. No good. Royster, though, with the offensive rebound over to Anthony Edwards. And he is blocked at the rim by Jackson Hayes. The Knicks offense continues to be somewhat lackluster despite their big lead. On the inbound, Johnson over to Tatum. Tatum inside. Another one bites the dust. Jason Tatum with the early slam. He's got 6 and 5. He's on fire right now. Tatum inside, bullying the defender. That was Clark, just shoving him down. 25-14 now, under a minute left in the first. Here's Carter Jones for 3. Knocks it down. We'll see if Dalen Carter-Jones or really anybody for the Pistons second unit can look to get hot. Ivy, nice move, hits the J, and we are now within 6. Detroit far from out of this game. Lillard with it. His shot on the move is no good. Rebound by the Pistons, and that'll wrap up the first quarter. Very low-scoring game. The offense has been nowhere near as good as it's been throughout this postseason series. Both teams have really slowed down. They're each shooting 1 of 7 from 3, but it is worth noting the Knicks are looking strong on the offensive glass. They have doubled the amount of rebounds so far total that Detroit does. Into the second quarter, will either team start to shoot the 3-ball well as Royster makes the layup? I think New York's strategy should be just keep going inside. The Pistons can't stop them in the paint. 3 no good for Detroit. Clark no good. Third chance opportunity. Passes it out for Alexander Swift. You figured one of those shots was going to go in at some point as the Pistons now getting active on the offensive glass with their just second 3-pointer at the game. Here's Kawhi Leonard over to Dalen Carter-Jones. He hits the 3, and now the Pistons are making some noise beyond the arc. Look at this score. They're within 2. Buddy Johnson, his shot is no good. It was tipped in the air. Royster ends up back with it, and he gets the putback. Again, the Knicks looking dominant on the offensive glass so far with another putback. 31-27. Kawhi lobs it up for the ultra-athletic Dalen Carter-Jones. 31-29. Here's Anthony Edwards over to Cesar DiCarlo. Inside, DiCarlo floats in the layup. Nice move. Again, DiCarlo looking aggressive as a scorer early, still making noise as a passer. Here's Ramses. He misses for 3. He's cold so far. Edwards with another offensive rebound, though. He gets it over to Reddish. Reddish inside, no good. Royster with the offensive rebound, and third time's the charm as he throws it down. As the Pistons have really gotten fatigued throughout this playoff series, it's really showing up on the glass. They've been a lot less energetic grabbing rebounds, and the Knicks have taken full advantage. DiCarlo over to Ramses. He misses another 3. Royster with the offensive rebound, no good. Royster with the offensive rebound again, he misses, and this time it's tipped and Detroit gets it back. So the Knicks don't score there, but that was 3 shots on that possession they got. Here's DiCarlo. Inside, no good. Grabs his own board and gets the putback. Wash, rinse, repeat. The Knicks look dominant on the glass. This is a great sign. DiCarlo in the corner. Lets it fly for 3. Cesar DiCarlo has looked great today, the Italian Stallion. He only made 1 3-pointer in the first 5 games of this postseason series, and now he's got another. Here's Cade Cunningham. Inside, nice move. Cunningham's got to continue to try to carry this team if they're not going to dominate down low as they have throughout most of his playoff series. DiCarlo over to Edwards. Edwards, nice move. Gets a little bit of space, and that's all he needs to hit the jumper. 44-35. Cade Cunningham with it. Lillard kind of falls asleep a little bit. And Cunningham is blocked. Williams does get it back, though. And there's the Pistons with a second chance opportunity, although that was more so Williams being at the right place at the right time. 7-point lead. 2 minutes left in the half. Here's Anthony Edwards for 3. Knocks it down. Before that 3-pointer, the Knicks were 1 of 11 from deep. When the Knicks shoot that badly, you can't expect them to win. And here they are up by 10. Make it 7 as Cunningham knocks it down. Nice shot for Cade. Detroit continuing to hang around, but it does feel like the Knicks are in control. Lillard falls asleep again on defense as Alexander Swift hits the corner three. We are within 4 all of a sudden. Dumbu over to Tatum. What a pass. Tatum no good. Dumbu with the offensive rebound. He gets the putback. Wash, rinse, repeat. This Knicks team might be small, but clearly they are feisty as they continue to dominate on the glass. Tatum for Dumbu. He gets the slam. Tatum and Dumbu have some two-man game here over the last couple of possessions. 51-43. Ivy in the corner for Dalen Carter-Jones. I feel like Carter-Jones is the only player who has any energy for Detroit. Maybe their guards do too, Cade and Ivy, but other than that, no one's shown up. Step back three for Lillard is no good, and the Knicks lead by 6. This game has been kind of confusing. Both teams have slowed down. They look not as energetic as they've been. The Knicks have shot the ball horribly from 3, but they're still winning because they've been so good on the offensive glass. On one hand, you got to expect the Knicks to shoot the ball better. They're 3 for 16 from 3. This is one of the best shooting teams in the league. So if we get some shots going in the second half, we're going to win this game. But on the other hand, is a small team like us basically doubling the Pistons in rebounds sustainable? As much as I would like to say yes, I can't necessarily guarantee that's the answer, but it does really look like we want this one more than Detroit. If the Knicks shoot the ball well, though, this game is over, and that's a good start. Edwards hits the corner 3. He has 19 points tonight. Ivy inside over to the claw. Kawhi Leonard with the and 1. The Pistons got to make some plays early. If they fall behind, like say they're down by 15 halfway through the quarter, they're not coming back. They just don't have the energy to do that. Reddish's shot is good. Nice move by Cesar DiCarlo, who's arguably been the best player on the floor tonight on both ends. He's been great offensively and has had his best game defensively. Again, right as I'm gassing him up, he lets Cade Cunningham get open for 3. But my point remains, he's already nearing a double-double. He's got 11 and 9. His only miss, he scored on that possession with a putback, as Tatum has a wide-open DJ Ramses, who's been cold all night, but even he hits the shot, and the Knicks are already up by 11. Not a great start for Detroit. DiCarlo over to Edwards. Edwards back to DiCarlo, lets it fly again. The Italian Stallion, Mamma Mia, have yourself a night. DiCarlo 2 for 2 from 3 after starting this series like 1 of 15 or something. Royster now hits the jumper. That's a double-double for DiCarlo, 16 and 10. And the Knicks lead by 16 points. Ivy heaves up a prayer, and it is answered as he makes it. 72-59 now. Here's Kawhi Leonard inside for Jaden Ivey, who gets the and 1. Royster does not like the call. Now the Pistons are making some noise. Detroit steals the inbound. What were the Knicks cooking there? Bridges for Ivey again! Jaden Ivey with an and 1 monster slam, and this game all of a sudden is within 5. Big answer for Anthony Edwards as he hits the three-pointer, and within a minute, the Knicks are right back up by 10. 79-69, nice. There's Brandon Clark, floats in the lob, and it's an 8-point game. The Knicks still have control, but Detroit is still fighting. Ivy inside for Alexander Swift. Swift was kind of unimpressive in the first few games of this series, but I've got to say, down the stretch, he has been pretty solid for Detroit off the bench. Royster with the dunk. He has 12 and 12 tonight. Again, continuing to be the X factor. He has been phenomenal in this ball game. Here's Jaden Ivey guarded by Dumbu. Over to Dalen Carter-Jones, who hits another shot. Dalen Carter-Jones continues to play awesome basketball, and it's 81-78. Dalen Carter-Jones again, this time for the tie. Knotted up at 81. Shout out Calvin Johnson. So can the Pistons potentially take what would be their first lead of the entire game? Carter-Jones is snuffed into next week. What a block by Zachariah Royster. Following possession off the inbound from the block, Swift inside, no good. Nice defense by New York, and they can regain the lead. Buddy Johnson with it. Johnson's pass is intercepted, though, by Jaden Ivey. Here comes the Pistons. Dalen Carter-Jones hits another 3. He's red hot with a trio of triples within the last minute or so. The Pistons with their first lead of the game, but it will not last long. Killer Cam Reddish ties it in the corner with a 3. 86-87 now. The Pistons lead by 1. Final seconds of the third. Lillard inside over to Dumbu, who heaves it up quickly, and it is no good. So the Pistons, they clearly still do want it. They lead this game by 1. I got to give Detroit credit for continuing to fight back, making it a ball game. But their fourth quarter will not start off good. Zachariah Royster Moister is in for the and one. 89-87. DeCarlo back inside for the big fella. Zachariah Royster, he's got 17 and 12. His best career playoff game. 4-point lead. Here's Leonard inside. Leonard fadeaway. Nice move by Kawhi Leonard. Good defense by Reddish, but the shot still falls. 95-91. Cade Cunningham to Carter Jones in the corner for Kawhi. Leonard lobs it up for Dalen Carter-Jones. Man, this kid continues to make plays off the bench for the Pistons. 97-93. Tatum for three. Yes! Big shot for Tatum. He's got a double-double himself. 13 and 10. A bunch of Knicks with double-doubles. Kawhi's shot will not fall. Carter Jones with the offensive rebound. He gets the putback off of the DeCarlo goaltending. You want some more Carter Jones? Here you go. He misses the layup in transition. Might be the first bad play he's made all night. On the other end, Ramses for three. Yes! The Knicks quickly working on the fast break. Quick ball movement, quick decisions, and they're up by 7. Tatum, contested shot is good at the top of the key. Big basket for Jason Tatum, and now the Knicks are building a nice lead. They're up by 12. Cunningham's floater is blocked by Royster. A big defensive play for the big fella. He's got 17 and 17. 12-point lead. Rams is inside, makes the layup. That pass nearly intercepted, but instead, the Knicks extend the lead. 10-point game now, just over 3 to go. DeCarlo over to Tatum, off the catch for three. Bang! Tatum knocks it down. The Knicks lead by 13. Can they close it out and win this, not just ball game, but series? Ivy no good. Williams with the offensive rebound in the corner for Swift. Look at Swift getting these big-time minutes at the end of this game, as he will miss. Williams with another offensive rebound over to Kawhi Leonard. Leonard spin move in the corner. Over to Jaden Ivey. Ivey looks to make a play. Ivey with room makes the jumper. Detroit with 3 shots on that possession, and third one's the charm. Clock is ticking, though. Around a minute and a half to go. It's an 11-point game. 3-pointer for Bridges will fall. Okay, nice shot by Mikal Bridges, and it's an 8-point game. Shot clock winding down. DeCarlo is intercepted by Jaden Ivey. If the Pistons can get some shots together, who knows? They can make some noise. Ivey with the dunk, and it's a 6-point lead. Under a minute to go. Pistons back with it. Kawhi Leonard over to Ivey. Ivey's shot is good, and we are now within 4. The Pistons will not quit. The Pistons will not foul. Rams is no good. Reddish with the offensive rebound, and the putback falls! A big play for Cam Reddish, and it is a 6-point lead. I don't know why the Knicks rushed that possession, but it doesn't really matter because they scored. Look at Ramses with the interception. He passes it back to Tatum for really no reason. Tatum would make both 3 throws, and it's an 8-point game. Ivey no good. Williams with the offensive rebound. Out to Bridges. No good. And it's Williams again with another offensive board. Over to Kawhi for 3. Yes, sir. 5-point game. Cesar DeCarlo is now at the line. He's been automatic shooting 3 throws throughout the entire playoffs as he makes the first one. Second one for the Italian. Stallion is also good. 7-point lead, and the Pistons call their final timeout, hanging on for dear life. Swift for 3. Yes! Why is Alexander Swift not only getting these big-time minutes, but getting the ball in his hands and making these shots? Cesar DeCarlo back at the line. First one is good. Ice money for the Italian Stallion. He's got 26 and 13. Make it 27. Cesar DeCarlo with the best postseason game of his career. It's a 6-point game. Not looking good for Detroit. Bridges shot. No good. Rebounded by New York, and that is all she wrote. The New York Knicks are moving on to the second round as they defeat the Pistons 122-116 in a very hard-fought game, very hard-fought series. All 6 of these games were super close, super competitive, no blowouts. Got to tip your hats to the Detroit Pistons. They are not your ordinary 8 seed. Those guys fought until the very end, really throughout every game, and they gave us all we could bargain for. 27 and 9 for Ivy. 26 for Dalen Carter-Jones. That kid is a ball player. To think we almost drafted him, but we picked Zachariah Royster instead, so don't regret it. 16 and 8 for Williams on perfect shooting. Cunningham was quiet, though, 5 of 19 shooting. You know why? Because Cesar DeCarlo had him in prison. And then on the other end of the floor, DeCarlo went 8 for 10, 2 for 2 from 3, 9 for 10 from the field, with 27 and 13. Where has this been throughout the entire playoffs from DeCarlo, who was our best player on offense? He locked up Cade Cunningham on defense. Cesar DiCarlo figuratively and literally won us this game. Edwards with 24, 7, and 5. Tatum with 21 and 12. Royster with 17 and 18. Goddamn! Reddish and Ramses also in the double figures. And again, we performed better down low. We only got outscored in the paint by 6, and obviously our rebounding was great. Both teams actually did really well in the offensive glass, but our rebounds in the first half really propelled us. So as we look at the rest of the Eastern Conference playoffs, all the other series are over, also all of which are in 6 games, and we have some surprises. The 2-seeded Wizards with Kevin Durant and the 3-seeded Sixers with Luka Doncic and Jaylen Brown are out. Shout out to the Nets and Bulls with some big upsets. As for our opponent in the second round, it'll be the Toronto Raptors, who beat Baltimore in 6. Of all of the Eastern Conference playoff contenders, the only team who did not make a big move at the trade deadline was the Toronto Raptors. They decided to stay the course, and it honestly paid off for them. Not only does their long-term future look better than some of these other teams in the East, but they won a playoff series, unlike a lot of them. The Raptors are a really tough team. They've got a ton of size, unlike Detroit, so I'm a little bit worried this matchup might not be in our favor. So we've got to hope we can continue to make plays on the glass just like we did today. As for the Timberwolves, they've got Game 7 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I'm going to ask you guys, how would you guys like me to format the next episode? What we can do is we can play the full Game 7 of the Minnesota series and Game 1 of the Knicks and Toronto, or we can simcast Game 7 like we have been with the Timberwolves, and if the game is close, we will hop in. I would be more likely to hop in earlier, probably say at the beginning of the fourth quarter if it's close, and if we were to do that, we would play the first 2 games of the Knicks and Raptors series rather than just one. So let me know what you want to see down below in the comments. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.